There are 5 main methods for factoring. First one is greatest common factor, GCF. You always try to do this in a problem. Most of the time you just mentally look at it and you see if they have something in common. Then there's grouping. Use grouping when you got 4 or more terms. PSD method has 3 terms of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Key part there is you have an x squared x, no number in front of x squared. Key number is 3 terms. And the form should be ax squared plus bx plus c. Basically, you have x squared, x, no x, there's a number in front of your x squared. And then difference 2 squares, which is 2 terms with a minus between it. Let's take a look at our first problem here. We're going to factor out the greatest common factor. We got 9x minus 81. Now here we got 2 terms, and looking at each of them, they both have, this one has a 9, and this has an 81, so they both have a number. You think of the largest number divides into both of those, which would be 9. So we're going to factor out a 9. Now factor means to divide out. Factor actually means to create a product, and you do that by dividing out. So 9 divided by 9 is 1, and the x remains, minus 81 divided by 9 is 9. And typically we don't leave the 1 there, so it becomes invisible. So our answer is 9 times x minus 9. Let's look at our second problem. We've got 10x squared plus 25x. And we have 2 terms here. Let's look at the numbers first. We got 10 and 25. So we're thinking the largest number divides into both of those, which would be 5. Now here we have 2 x's, and here we have 1 x. Now we want to factor out the most x's we can, but we can't factor out 2 x's if this one only has 1 x. It's always the one with the smallest exponent. So we're just going to factor out a single x. This x is the first power. Now 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now I always tell people if they're learning GCF for the first time to visualize this. You got 2 x's sitting on your table. Somebody comes up and takes one of your x's away. How many x's are you going to have left? Well, you'll have 1 x left. Then plus 25 divided by 5 is 5. We had 1 x. We took that x away, so there's no x's left. So our answer is 5x times 2x plus 5. This next one has a note that goes along with it. I'll write the note down after we do the problem. Minus 3x to the third plus 12x squared minus 9x. Now the note on this is if your first term is negative, you always factor out a negative. So we know without a doubt we'll have a negative come out. Well, we've got 3 terms here. Let's look at our numbers. We got 3, 12, and 9. So the largest number divides into all of those is 3. Now here we have 3 x's, here we have 2 x's, here we have 1 x. So we're going to factor out 1 x. Remember, it's always 1 with the smallest exponent. Well, negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Okay, we had 3 x's, we took 1 away, so that leaves us 2 x's. 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. We had 2 x's, took 1 away, so that leaves us a single x. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 gives us a positive 3. We had 1 x, we took that x away, so there's no x's left. So we have negative 3x times x squared minus 4x plus 3. This one can actually factor down further, but all we're showing here is factoring out the GCF part. Let's take a look at another example. We got 7x. Actually, I was going to write down the steps. Let me do that first. Note, if your first term is negative, always factor out a negative. So if your first term is negative, you always factor out a negative. Okay, let's look at the next example. We got 7x times 3x plus 2 plus 2 times 3x plus 2. Well, sometimes you have a number in common, sometimes you have x to a power in common, sometimes you have anything in common. If I look at these are considered one group, and these are considered one group. Why do I consider them one group? Well, look at this first one here. Everything's multiplication. 7 times x times this set of parentheses. Over here, this is 2 times this set of parentheses. So that's why I'm grouping these together like that. As I look at these, I notice that they both have a 3x plus 2 in parentheses. So that's what they have in common. That's our GCF. So we'll factor out a 3x plus 2. Now to decide what goes in your second set of parentheses, you can now cross out these 3x plus 2's. And what isn't crossed out is what goes right over here, which would be 7x plus 2. And that's our answer. Let's take a look at one more of those. 3b plus 2 times b plus 1 plus 5b plus 2 times b plus 1. Okay, let's identify these first. These are grouped together, and these are grouped together. And the reason I say that is because here we got this set of parentheses times this set of parentheses. And here we got this set of parentheses times this set of parentheses. So everything's multiplication here. And this plus here is what separates them into two separate groups. Well, as I look at these two groups, I see they both have a b plus 1. So I can factor that out. Now to decide what goes in your second set of parentheses, you just need to cross the b plus 1's out, off up here. And that leaves us with 3b plus 2 plus 5b plus 2. Which we can simplify. 3b plus 5b is 8b. Combining out like terms, same variable, the same power, so you just add the numbers in front. And then 2 plus 2 gives us 4. Now after we've done that, if I look at the second set of parentheses, 8b plus 4, it looks like they have something else in common. 8 and 4 are both divisible by 4, so I can factor a 4 out. Remember, factor means to divide out. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so we've got 2b plus 4 divided by 4 is 1. Typically, the number goes clear out in front, so I'll go ahead and move it out in front. Multiplication is commutative, so you can do that. And that would be our answer.